You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Angela Yee, DJ Envy is still on vacation. I got my guy in the building, the business bully.
Yo.
Dave Anderson, a.k.a. Taz Daddy.
What up, big homie?
What's up, my brother?
Man, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Now, you got a lot of sponsorships.
I still Taz Daddy. I'm like, Dave Anderson?
Yeah, like people are like, who the hell is Dave Anderson?
Yeah.
Taz Daddy had to die.
Okay.
Taz
Jesus
Daddy had
Christ,
to die.
why you so morbid with it?
It's not morbid. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything else, man. Like you grow up, you know. And like what happened was, I went to my daughter's middle school, and I remember like her friends didn't know that I was Taz Daddy.
Okay.
And this one girl said, "Oh my God, I love you so much," and I was like, "Nope, we're not doing this R. Kelly. Nope, I'm good."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like, nah. So I'm cool on that, man. Like I enjoy being Dave Anderson.
Word.
You know what I mean? I'm a father. I'm chilling now, relax.
And Dave Anderson gives a lot of business advice. You got a lot of sponsorships first.
Yeah. See, this one is different. See, the last time I was here, I had the jacket. Now I flipped it to the hoodie. But these are all sponsors of Black Boys Win. So this has nothing to do with somebody paying me to wear my stuff. This is literally about my movement, my initiative for Black boys, man. So lots of sponsors here. Hidden Base Press. They're also teachers. They're teaching people how to do T-shirts. We got STEM with Hack Electronics. We got It's Not Complicated for people who have issues with tutoring.
Okay.
So we're trying to really do this education thing the right way, man.
Yeah, I think it's really important to start educating our kids really young about STEM.
Yeah.
Like you said, because that is the wave of the future. Like we got to know how to do coding. We got to know about technology and all of that.
You know, what kills me, Angela, like, when I go out to the Silicon Valley, because I took a lot of my money, some of my severance money, thank you, iHeart, I took it and I invested in tech. You know, and what I found was when I went out to Silicon Valley, I looked like a raisin in buttermilk.
Right.
They're like, "Oh my God, dude, like, what's up? Like, where are the black people?" And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like the only way to make a difference is to actually show people it can be done. So I partner with people who are a lot more tech savvy than I am, and we're going to rock and roll and make this thing happen, man, because there's a lot of ways to get to the top of the mountain.
So what exactly is Black Boys Win?
Black Boys Win is my initiative. It's an education online portal like Udemy or EDX where you can actually learn different things. On top of that, we're doing manhood, leadership training. We're doing mentorship, because what winds up happening is between the ages of 18 and 26, those are formative years, and a lot of boys don't have their dads in their lives. They don't have the right structure. They don't have people telling them like, hey, invest your money. You know, make sure that you're being respectful. You know, you got girls hitting me up on social media talking about, yeah, these dudes is wilding out here talking about what you doing on the text in the middle of the night. Like, you know, there has to be a certain level of respect, and that can't necessarily be taught by your mama. You know what I'm saying? So you need a man who's actually doing things. And I don't rap anymore. I'm not doing any of that extra stuff that we're known to do. And so people are like, well, how are you successful? I'm like, well, this is how. You know, so that's the nuts and the bolts of it.
Now you also have a book, Sell Like Jesus.
Sell it like Jesus, absolutely. Principles and strategies of the world's greatest salesman.
I read the first. I guess they sent us like a preview of the book, of the first chapter.
Absolutely.
So I never thought of Jesus as a salesperson.
Really? See, we got to get out of the nonsense of what we think sales is. We've been conditioned that sales is some guy with a tweed jacket, ugly leather patches saying, oh, come get this lemon of a car. That's not what sales is. Sales is the opportunity to convince people of what they need, want, and desire. And if you look at somebody who continuously, $33 million every Sunday from the black church alone, if we were to tax the Catholic Church, we'd have $71 billion of automatic revenue in this country. That message is 2,000 years old of love and teaching people how to accept people for who they are and looking at yourself before you look at somebody else. Those are lessons that we need to do as opposed to just, going and pushing packages to people. We need to start really understanding and being empathetic with the way that we sell. The reason I'm able to sell so well is because as much as I talk, I listen a lot. I observe a lot, and I think we need to get back to that. We need to put more love in the situation, more heart in the situation.
Right. You said that's the difference between pitching and presentation.
Absolutely. The presentation is everything. Look at it like this. Jesus' first miracle was turning water to wine at a wedding. And when he did it, he had them send a cup out to the party coordinator, for lack of a better term, and he was like, yo, this is top shelf. He could have just turned the water into wine and that would have been enough, but he went over and beyond. You got to actually get in there and present and then let the work speak for you, as opposed to, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff.
The crazy thing about guys like Jesus or even Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, we say they're great salesmen in hindsight, but when they was alive, they weren't accepted like that by the people.
Bro, like that's everybody. Think about how many people told you wouldn't make it. Think about how many people told you that you're only here because you're cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always somebody saying something. They told me I was crazy because there couldn't be any gray areas. You have a podcast. You got a podcast. You got a podcast. Damn near everybody full-time in this company has a podcast now. You know, pioneers get scalped, settlers prosper. You know, so you got to be okay with not having the backing of everybody and just sticking to your vision. You know, nobody's ever appreciated. No prophet's been appreciated right away. You know, that goes for every religion.
What do you hope to accomplish with the Black Boys Win Initiative?
Here's my thing. We don't talk about the number one resource in this country.
Which
the number one resource in this country are black men. Nothing to take away from black women. I have daughters. I do not have sons. But let's keep it funky. If it wasn't for the school-to-prison pipeline, there wouldn't be so many billionaires in this country. If there wasn't for black men actually going out here working and making these things happen, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have the internet. If it wasn't for black men, we wouldn't have the mailbox. We wouldn't have the cell phone. You know, like, there's a lot that we do, but we get downplayed.
But you wouldn't have black men if it wasn't for black women, though.
Absolutely, and I'm not discounting that. Like, I don't carry my babies. You know, but the thing of it is, there's all these things in place for black girls. Black girls are told they can break the glass ceiling, they can do this. What are we told? Get a haircut.
I don't know that we're necessarily told that.
Really?
As much either, because I do feel like black women need a lot of help.
Absolutely, they
I feel
do.
like even when you go to Silicon Valley, do you see a lot of black women there too?
No, but I see more than I see black men. You know, and that's the
I see
thing.
a lot more programs as far as science, math, and all of that for men than I do for women.
Right, and I think that comes down to psychological studies and people saying that we grasp math and science differently. I wasn't that kid. But if you look at it truthfully, you know, there's a black girl's rock. There is no black boy's rock. You know, we're told to cut our hair and pull our pants up. You look at Steve Perry, you look at Steve Harvey, what are they saying? Oh, all these boys went and cut their hair and they're respectable. Like, we don't get that talk.
I do feel like black men have specific needs that we don't have, and black women have specific needs that you don't have, and it's necessary to have both.
Both, absolutely. This is not to say negate everything else, but it's to say let's have some balance. Because there aren't those programs. When I was in 10th grade, I played 7 instruments. They cut the band. They cut arts. They cut drama. You want to know why? Because those things absolutely spark individuality. Those things spark creativity and bring about leadership. True. And because of that, what happens is, if you get all that stuff out of the way, then what's left? You got to work on your jump shot. You better be able to carry that ball, or you better be wicked smart. And smart in the linear way. You can't be abstract smart. And so when you take the opportunity away from a young black man, there are no other ways to come up that don't allow them to get into the system. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's backwards in the way that we address the situation, and we act like education is exactly what it's supposed to be, when 95% of it is absolutely useless.
Right. And they've also done all these studies about black men committing similar crimes to white men, and how much more black men go to jail, and how they have longer prison sentences.
Absolutely.
And then they end up going back. So there's definitely a conspiracy against
It's
it.
black women in the prison pipeline system, whatever thing, too, though.
Absolutely, but the numbers are disproportionately diametrically opposed to each other. Like, it's not even close. You know, what happens when black women get railroaded is not to be negated, but with black men, it's damn near a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, like, I can't go out here and be like, yo, brother, stop slinging this rock. I got to say, yo, look what you're doing, and look at how much money you could be making if you were doing this over here.
And that's what I do like about your initiative. You're showing people another solution. Like, you're calling them out for their problem.
Absolutely.
But then showing them something else that they could be doing. Because for whatever reason, the hood has this mentality that they got to sell dope. Like, that's the only way to make some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to me, you're not a hustler if all you do is sell dope.
No, not
Because
at all.
hustlers know how to make money regardless of what it is they're pushing.
Man, let me tell you something. My godfather was a drug dealer. He lived on the block. He had, though, 2 stores, a dry cleaner, and he had a barbershop. And he made sure that me and my brother did not do anything close to what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that now. There's no respect. There's no more honor amongst thieves. Those days are gone. So now we're in a situation where we have got to step in and show folks something else. But look at what gets glamorized. Let me tell you right now, if Kendrick Lamar made a record talking about, let me go to the thrift store and get my gear nobody would buy, but Macklemore does it and it goes platinum. You see what I'm saying? Like, there are specific messages that are out in the lexicon that are perpetuating this negative behavior from black men. And that's not to lay it at anybody else's feet, but you got to acknowledge that it exists.
I will say guys like Kendrick are changing the narrative. though.
Absolutely,
Like,
he is.
Kendrick is from that cloth of the Public Enemies, the KRS ones, where they do have things of socially redeeming value in their music.
Absolutely. You got Kendrick, you got Chance the Rapper, but then who else?
J. Cole, Rhapsody,
Love J.
Big
Cole.
Yeah,
Crit,
Killer Mike.
Wale, Killer
Yo.
Mike. It's a lot now. I get what it is.
You
It's
Yeah,
a
but
lot
I
of
mean, like,
negative too.
T.I.
but
did his
funky.
Us or Else album.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But here's the thing: how often is Killer Mike played in rotation?
That don't matter no more. I'll tell you why it don't matter no more, because radio is like a small piece of how people get their music nowadays.
Agreed. Not doubting that. My point is there is a reason that there's certain things that are pushed into the lexicon and certain things that are on the periphery. And we can't act like that does not have an effect, because exposure is everything. I speak to arguably about 250,000 people a year from the stage, but me getting on the Breakfast Club means I'm going to reach 13 million. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how dope I am or how many people I'm on the stage with. If I'm sitting with Gary Vee, if I'm talking with E.T. and I'm sharing those stages, none of that matters if I can reach more people this way. So there is a level of impact and exposure that we just can't just brush past. No, the internet definitely levels the playing field, but we got to make it happen on a broader scale. Killer Mike is dope. David Banner is dope. You can't tell me, David Banner's last album, The God Box,
the
wasn't
God
banging.
Box. Oh,
like, come on, man.
That's one of the best albums of the year. That's actually in my top 5 albums of the year.
Period.
Yeah, without question. So what are the benefits to creating initiatives specifically devoted to the black community as opposed to initiatives towards the betterment of just like humanity in general?
I can't speak to humanity in general. I'm black.
you.
Like,
Word
I'm
up.
sorry. And this is the thing. I'm not a person of color. I'm not a disadvantaged minority. I am black. My mother came from the Richard Allen Projects. I am black. My daddy is black. It doesn't matter that my great-great-grandmother was Indian. None of that stuff matters. All that matters is when you see me, you see my black ass. I fit the description. It doesn't matter that I make a lot of money now. It doesn't matter that I'm doing nice things. It doesn't matter that I paid my house off. What matters is my wife still worries, because if I'm not home in a certain amount of time, she's calling my phone because she's afraid I got pulled over by the cops. And here's the hook. My brother's a cop. God rest my father. He was a cop. My aunt and uncles are cops. Because there is a situation in society that is disproportionately affecting black men. And I'm not going to do all kids' problems matter. Yes, they do. But guess what? I can't address them. I can speak specifically to what it means to be a black man in society. When a white man says, hey, let's do this. Let's have this idea. I've got this initiative I want to do. He's upwardly mobile. He's making it happen. If a black man is assured of himself and he's asserting himself in the same way, what do they say? Oh, he's arrogant. He's got an ego problem.
Radical.
He's radical. He's too much. Y'all lucky y'all got Charlemagne, because if it was me, y'all would have been fired. Real rap. Like meaning that he's a lot more even-tempered than I am. But you know how it is. These folks will go and they'll have their nice little retreats and they'll have their nice little talks and they'll bring the army sergeant out there to get people to do push-ups, and all they'll have is sore arms and sore chest, and then they're going to go right back to that same situation. I'm not doing no retreats. I'm not doing no weekend feel-good photo op type of situation. This is a lifetime commitment. And if I could have, the reason I started this was I was looking to give my money to something greater than mine. And I couldn't find anything. So what am I going to do? I'm going to have to fix the problem. How can you be blessed and not handle the situation correctly?
Right.
So that's why I'm not watering it down for nobody. Usher's got a great All Lives Matter type of program, and God bless him for it. Obama's got My Brother's Keeper, which is for people of color. This is for black boys, point blank and period.
And so the proceeds from Sell It Like Jesus, the book that you have, when is that book coming out?
December 19th, my
December
father's
19th.
birthday. Absolutely. The proceeds from Sell It Like Jesus, all of my speaking engagements, any speaking engagement that gets booked for all of 2018 is going to Black Boys Win. I still make money doing business coaching and things of that nature, so I'm not really worried. But it means that much to me. If we can give for stuff that doesn't even affect us, we need to start giving for the thing that affects us, that for people who look like us, because a lot of us don't. You know what I mean? And I wanted to make sure that we could do something actionable that's accessible to everybody. That's why the majority of it's online. So it's important, man. It's extremely important. It's like the hardest, most rewarding thing I've ever done in my entire career.
You just did did Gary Vee's podcast.
I did.
He donated $15,000 to
Yes, he did.
to the cause, right?
Absolutely, he did. God bless him. He's legit. You were right.
Oh, that's my guy.
Yeah, that's your
Absolutely.
guy. No, man, absolutely amazing dude. He puts his money where his mouth is. On top of that, he understands that, he knows what he knows what he doesn't. He recognizes his privilege, and he's not trying to front. And that was my thing. Are you really who you say you are, or do you get that there's a reason that Gary Vee is, you know what I'm saying? And there are people who aren't, who are just as dope as you are. And he totally understands that. So I wasn't mad, and I was happy. And literally, it wasn't 48 hours before we got that check.
Perfect.
All right. So how do they sign up?
You can go and apply. www.blackboyswin.com. It's the same place you can donate. It's really simple, easy type of situation, man. So everything that I'm doing for the next year is about that. Even like with Connect Me, which is a digital application you do. Like, you ever have these kids who get missing? You know how like in the news cycle, we had these kids, these girls in D.C. who are missing?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I got a daughter who goes to Howard. So I'm scared shitless every day. Excuse me, but I am. You know what I'm saying? But that's out of the news cycle, so we don't talk about it anymore. This device will allow you to keep track of where they are. If there's something happening, if somebody's being bullied, you can record stuff like that. So there's a lot of great things that I'm doing that are strictly going towards Black Boys Win and to make our community safer, to bring our folks together. You know, so blackboyswin.com, investwithdave.com, investwithdave.net, a lot of websites in my head. So we're working really hard to make this thing a reality. And why is it every time I come up in here, Envy ain't here?
Envy's on vacation in Bora Bora right now with his family.
He wasn't here last time?
No, he wasn't here last time.
Wow.
I'm beginning to think it's a conspiracy.
I didn't even think about it.
never
what
here.
time? When was you here last year? Around the same year? Around the same
No,
time,
it was
right?
it was March of 2016. I was here last
Envy
time.
be staying on vacation,
I don't know
boy.
why Envy wasn't here then. Well, how can they reach you, Taz? What's your personal stuff?
Absolutely, man. You can reach me real easy. My email is dave@businessbullyshow.com. You can Google The Business Bully. Everything comes up. And as always, I'm like Mike Jones. You can hit my cell, 929-35-BRAND.
Envy said, can you do a Beige Boys Win
Can I
initiative?
do a beige boys win? This waffle-colored Negro ain't even had a decency to come up in here. I'll do a beige boys win if he drops 10 stacks on Black Boys Win.
Okay, I'll let him know.
It's The Breakfast Club.